What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the retro card She-Hulk. That's right, we're coming back to these Fantastic Four retro cards. We had a She-Hulk not that long ago, but this was really the one that a lot of us wanted. So she's here now. Let's see what we've got going on. Let's check it out. As promised, today we'll be taking a look at She-Hulk. Let's see what we've got going on. Taking a look at the package, we are back on this Fantastic Four retro card. She-Hulk's in there. She's got the weights, extra hands, extra head in her Fantastic Four costume. The only problem with this card is you don't get the foil there, right? It looks so much cooler back in the day, but still really cool retro card, and one that I'm glad they're using for stuff they can. Flip it to the back, we get a good image of She-Hulk there. Fantastic Four right at the top. A little diagram there to show you how to swap heads. Some important information at the bottom. There's your blurb. When the Thing chooses to take a leave of absence from the team, the sensational She-Hulk puts her prodigious strength to the test as a member of the Fantastic Four. Let's get her out of the box. Fresh out of the box, this is absolutely one of the costumes for She-Hulk I have been waiting for. It's just a cool, classic, very 90s type of look, right? And that absolutely is where I like to be. That's the sweet spot, right? For me, at least. So this is right up my alley. Very much something that I am looking forward to getting on the shelf. You do get the weights. You get the extra head, so I like that you get the option for the long flowing hair or the ponytail. Very good options. With the hand, what I do like though is the sort of character hands, if you will, right? You have the peace sign and the thumbs up. Excellent touches for this. Definitely makes sense. Let's take a closer look. Moving in closer, we can get a good look here, and this is a beautiful face sculpt. I like the detail in there. Nice sort of half smile going, teeth showing. It's just a good happy face to have on the shelf if that's the way you're going, right? This hair, it's got really good color in there. You've got the black with the green, really accentuates. Good build on this. I'm assuming there's some reuse from our Iron Man retro card wave She-Hulk. Of course, I do love that blue and white Fantastic Four costume. Those are the ones I have in the display, which is perfect because she'll easily just go right in there. Taking a look at the alternate head, I like that first one, and I don't know, maybe I like this one even better. I like both options here. You've got this half-cocked smile, the eyebrows arched on one side, just a very cool look for She-Hulk. This is going to make it tough for me to decide which one I want to display. Of course, this gives you the option of the ponytail, so depending on the aesthetic you're going for, I think we have two really great options. For your hands, you do get your set of fists. You also get a set of the grabbing hands, and you get your stylized hands. For the articulation, the head will look down to about there. You get a little bit forward, not as much as I would like. Going backwards, you get a little bit as well. Again, not a whole lot. Hair is not going to be a problem here. On this head, it will obviously be something that gets in the way of any backward movement. So that's why I'm using this to show off the articulation. Plus you get that swivel in the ponytail, which is removable and comes as a separate piece out of the package. Arms do work all the way around. They go up to about there. You do get that upper bicep cut. You are double jointed pinless at the elbow. Nothing at your forearm, hinge at the wrist. You do get the upper torso, which gives you a lot of rotation. So plenty of movement there. However, you get nothing at the lower abdomen, so that will limit you just a little bit. Legs kick up to about there, so a pretty good kick. They go back to just about there, and then out to there. Upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless at the knee. You do have that boot cut there, and then your hinge and swivel at the ankle. Here is a look at the weight accessories so you can get an idea of what you're working with here. Single color, so not much in the colorway. These are something that are going to be a good accessory to have around. Not something I'm going to use though in this display. For comparison, here she is backed up against our A4 She-Hulk. So we've come a long way since then, but I did just want to bring her out for a quick comparison. And here she is backed up against our Iron Man retro card She-Hulk. This was the obvious comparison, being A, the most recent, and B, the one she shares the body with. You'll see a lot of the similarities throughout the entire design. These head sculpts are actually very similar. I'm going to bring those in closer just to get an idea if they are in fact the same. Alright, so we are looking at the same head sculpt and hair with some slight updates. So there is a little bit of paint difference. Obviously the skin tone going to be the major difference and the brighter green throughout the hair there. But there is some paint accentuations that are a little bit better than on the previous version. And then just to show you that the bodies are the same, the heads will swap. Obviously you can see the vast difference in the greens, the Iron Man Wave 1 being much brighter. And conversely, here is a look at the ponytail head on that Iron Man Wave body. Here she is backed up against that fan channel She-Hulk from a few years back now. It's going to be the same as your Super Scroll Wave She-Hulk, the one that's a little more gray, a little more modern, but again, just to give you an idea amongst your She-Hulks. Alright folks, well there you have it. There is your Fantastic Four retro carded She-Hulk coming out now. Very much a figure that I was looking forward to. I do love this costume for She-Hulk. I have a specific place on the shelf for her, so I am absolutely excited to get her into the display and bolster up that Fantastic Four, right? And what I do want to point out that I haven't mentioned yet is the elbows and knees don't stick out as something with a different color, right? That was a problem with the previous She-Hulk and has been on some other figures. Not the case for this one. Everything looks to be the same, matches really well. So I do enjoy the cohesiveness there. It's a good figure, folks. One if you're looking forward to. I think you should be excited about. If it's not for you, that makes sense. You have a lot of options at this point for She-Hulk, so you can go and get your definitive version. It's out there. Or maybe it's not. There's still more to come. The point of it all is, if you're upset that you bought the last one because you were waiting on this one and it didn't exist, well, maybe you can sit out some figures from time to time. It'll show up at some point. So she's here now. I'm looking forward to it. Very good. That's that. That's the 2 cents. Do appreciate you watching the video. Of course, you can always find me on any of these socials down here. Most importantly, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. And until next time, take it easy.